In 48 hours, over 1 billion people will watch a ball drop in Times Square. But this ritual wasn't designed for New Year's Eve. It was stolen from the British Navy, and it almost disappeared forever in the 1920s. Let's go back to 1818. You're a ship captain in the Royal Navy, and you have a problem. Your entire navigation system depends on knowing the exact time. If your marine chronometer is off by even 4 seconds, you could miscalculate your longitude by a mile and end up shipwrecked. One man, Captain Robert Wauchope, had an idea. Instead of using flags or bells that sailors might miss, he proposed something impossible to ignore: a giant ball on top of a pole that would drop at exactly 1 p.m. every day, visible from miles away across the water. In 1829, Portsmouth installed the world's first modern time ball. It was simple, brilliant, and within 5 years, the Royal Observatory at Greenwich had one too. By 1898, there were 94 time balls operating in ports worldwide, from London to Sydney to New York's financial district. But here's where our story takes a turn. Fast forward to New York City, 1904. The New York Times had just moved into a towering skyscraper, the second tallest building in Manhattan. The owner, Adolph Oakes, wanted to throw a party. On New Year's Eve, 1904, he launched the biggest fireworks display the city had ever seen. It was chaos, it was dangerous, and for 3 years it was absolutely spectacular, until 1907, when the city said, "No more fireworks, too dangerous." Oakes was furious. He'd built an annual tradition. Over 200,000 people were coming to Times Square for New Year's Eve. He couldn't just cancel it. Then someone remembered. There was a time ball right here in Manhattan, dropping every day at noon from the Western Union building in the financial district. Sailors used it to set their clocks. What if we drop a ball at midnight? Oakes called Jacob Starr, an immigrant metal worker who ran a sign-making company called Artcraft Strauss. Starr had less than a month. He built a 5-foot sphere from iron and wood, weighing 700 pounds. And here's the magic part. He covered it with 100 incandescent light bulbs, 25 watts each. Remember, this was 1907. Electricity was so new that lit bulbs still looked like magic to most people. On December 31st, 1907, 6 men hoisted that ball onto a flagpole on the roof of the Times Tower, using rope. At midnight, they lowered it by hand as over 200,000 people watched from the streets below. A naval navigation tool had just become the world's most famous party trick. But the early years were rough. That first ball, it was essentially a giant light fixture on a rope, operated manually by exhausted workers. In 1920, they replaced it with a 400-pound wrought iron version. Still heavy, still difficult. And then came the real crisis. In 1924, radio time signals were introduced. Ships no longer needed visual time balls. Around the world, those 94 time balls that once ruled the seas, they were demolished, torn down, forgotten. The Times Square ball should have died too. It was obsolete technology, keeping time for an audience that no longer needed it. But it survived for one reason. It wasn't about timekeeping anymore. It was about something bigger: shared experience, collective hope, a ritual marking time itself. By 1955, the ball got its biggest transformation yet. Engineers replaced the iron with aluminum, dropping the weight to just 150 pounds, the lightest version ever made. This aluminum ball lasted over 40 years. But in 1981, something bizarre happened. For 7 years, from 1981 to 1988, the ball completely disappeared. In its place, a glowing red apple with a green stem. The I Love New York marketing campaign had hijacked a 74-year-old tradition. New Yorkers were not thrilled. In 1989, the classic ball returned. New York had spoken. By the 1990s, the ball drop had become something unprecedented. A global moment. In 1995, it got its first computer controls, rhinestones, and strobe lights. Artcraft Strauss, the company founded by Jacob Starr, was replaced by Waterford Crystal and Philips Lighting. Tradition had to make room for technology. For the year 2000 Millennium Celebration, Waterford created a new ball. 1,070 pounds, 504 hand-cut crystal triangles, each engraved with themes like hope for healing and hope for abundance. It was the largest crystal ball on Earth. The bull transformed Times Square itself. What was once a dangerous, declining neighborhood became the most valuable advertising real estate on the planet. Every New Year's Eve, over 1 million people packed the streets. Another billion watch worldwide. That's 1/8 of humanity synchronized to a single moment, and cities everywhere copied it. Ball drops now happen in over 30 American cities, from Atlanta to Nashville to Eastport, Maine. In 2008, for the ball drop's 100th anniversary, Waterford unveiled the current design, and it's extraordinary. It's a 12-foot geodesic sphere weighing 11,875 pounds, 17 times heavier than the original. It's covered with 2,688 Waterford crystal triangles, double the previous version. But here's the real innovation: 32,256 LED lights that can be programmed to display 16 million colors and infinite patterns. Every year, Waterford adds new crystal triangles with different themes. For 2021, they added the gift of happiness, 192 triangles designed with sunburst patterns. It's part time capsule, part living artwork. Today, the ball sits permanently atop Times Square, glowing every night, a beacon visible across Midtown Manhattan. It's no longer manually lowered by 6 men with rope. It descends exactly 70 feet in 60 seconds, using a computerized precision system synced to atomic clocks. And unlike those 94 time balls that were demolished in the 1920s, one still survives. The Greenwich Time Ball in London drops every day at 1 p.m., just like it has since 1833. 2 balls, separated by an ocean and a century, both still marking time, one for navigation, one for celebration. The Times Square ball drop didn't just survive obsolescence, it transformed obsolescence into immortality. It took a naval tool designed to help ships avoid disaster and turned it into a symbol of hope, renewal, and collective human experience. Captain Robert Wauchope never could have imagined that his 1818 idea, born from the practical need to save sailors, would someday unite billions of people in a single shared moment of optimism. Every December 31st, when that ball drops, we're not just celebrating a new year. We're participating in a 200-year-old maritime tradition that accidentally became the world's biggest party. So this New Year's Eve, when you watch the ball drop, whether you're in Times Square or watching from home, remember, you're witnessing the accidental evolution of a Victorian naval invention into the most watched celebration on Earth. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more hidden histories of everyday moments. And let me know in the comments, what other New Year's traditions should we explore?